told to his disciples and everybody. So I'll be telling that. So here there was a father and two sons. One was the eldest and the other was the youngest. So in the beginning, the youngest son kept on asking his father, "Father, please give me your share of your side of father. Give me your share. Give me your side of the share. Give me the properties. You have to give to me. Give it. Of course, that is what I just thought. It does not show here in the Bible. So, of course, the father kept on denying until finally he got fed up and he just gave it off to his second son. But his first son was just working there until he got a bit more older. So what the second son told his father, "Father, if you give me my share of the property, I'll go to the city and I'll give you your money and I'll get double the money from there." That is what I thought. So he took all he had, all his father's property. He went. All the things he took, he went. He spent all his money. He didn't even get double the money back to himself. He spent all of it, and by then he became a beggar. He became poor, he became a beggar. So in the correct time when he became a beggar, his famine also came over. Correct time, no? So famine also came. After famine came, the second son needed money, he needed food, he needed to survive in that famine. So he went out looking for a job. He found a job which to take care of pigs. And now here in the story it also said that he was eating pig's food. Right there, he was eating pig's food. Then finally, after many days of the same routine, he finally got something in his head, finally got some sense. And he said, "I have to go. If I go to my father's place and if I ask forgiveness from my father and tell, I have sinned against you and heaven, and let me become one of your servants. I do not have the right to be called your son. I just become one of his servants because his servants have more food than I ever had. I have now." So he started going towards his father finally after all that many chaos and all. He finally went over to his father. Now if we read here the chapter of 20 verse, it says here, "So he got up and he went to his father. But while he was still a long way off, long way meaning 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, 3, 4, 5, God only knows later on. So in that distance only, his father only saw him. Now if you look here, his son, before he left off to the city and all, he would have tortured his father to give him his side of the property. Like, Dad, Appaji, please give me Appaji. I promise I'll come back with as much money as I want. Please give me my share of property. Like in case if I'm asking my mother for something, if she keeps on saying no, I keep on asking until she gets fed up and she gives it to me. That is how here also it became. So finally, after coming to his senses, he came over few meters away. His father only saw him and he started running towards him. Now, see here. After all that trouble, after everything that sent into his father just for that money, the father still ran to him. See how much love that father has. No? How much caring it has. See, here only it says, "But while he had still a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion." Compassion, great word it is. For him, he ran to his son, threw his arms around him and kissed him. Wow, such a great father. Even through all of that struggling and all of that pain the son gave to his father still went and hugged him. Still, after all of that, the father still went and hugged him and kissed him, and even after all he did, the father still did that. How much love, how much compassion, how much does they have? No? So, again the son will say to his father, "Father, I have no right to be called your son. I have sinned against you, I have sinned against heaven. I have no right to be called your son." But still the father, if you read here on the chapter of verse 22, but the father said to his servants, "Quick, bring the best robe and put a ring on him." See, best robe means back in those days. See, his father was a very rich man, right? He had many things, many, let's say, cows, donkeys, he had servants, he had money, he had everything. He was a great man. So when you talk about best robe, how much that robe would have been costed? Huh? Money would be shekels. So much. The best robe in that whole building. I don't know how much that would be. God didn't say anywhere here in this book. So leave that off. And put a ring on his finger. It's either gold or diamonds. Put a great ring. But still, now after all of this, let's go to the eldest son. The eldest son, he was not like his youngest son. The youngest, he was not like his brother. He was very obedient. He listened to his father every word from his childbirth. He was completely obedient. He did everything his father told him. And he was much better. He was the complete opposite of his younger brother. See, even after all that younger son did, the father still said, bring the fattest calf and kill it. Oh, I only don't know what that is. It's something much bigger than a small goat or something. I know that. I don't know what a calf is. So, and let us eat it. The party had a big celebration. Now, while all of this was going, the eldest son was still in the field doing work that his father told him to do. How good now he was. If I was in that place, I would have ran away somewhere, had fun with my friends. Obedient, very obedient he was. So, while he was coming near the house only, if the house is here, he's like here somewhere, coming there, you have nice music and dancing and everything. So he called one of the servants and he asked what's going on and all. Then the servant said, your little brother has come home. So then how I was taught was, the eldest brother asked the servant, did he get his money? He went over there to get double the money, right? So did he get his money? Again the servant will say, no, he did not, he just came home. Now, see, the youngest, if any one of you guys were with their little brother now, and if you're the little brother, and if he did disobey his father and he did everything like the youngest brother did, and when you come home after all that great work you did for your father, if you see a party for your little brother, won't you get angry? You will get angry, right? Think, see how much I did for my father. Every single thing I did so much for him from the time I was born. But still he went for that youngest son, my brother. What he did for him? All he did is take his money and left off. He didn't even do one chore outside that house. What have I been doing? He'll get angry now. So he didn't go inside the house. He just sat there. So the servant went, called his father, told everything, and the father came out. So then eldest son started shouting at his father, Daddy, all I did for you, you still didn't even give me one small goat for me to celebrate with my friends. Then you went and cut off the fattest calf here. How am I supposed to feel? Same feeling you guys will have. Your youngest brother got much better party than you. Won't you feel angry? Won't you fidget? No, we will. But still, not all that anger and rage. The father taught on calming the son down, saying, see, my son, the father said, you are always with me and everything I have is yours. But we have to celebrate and be glad because this brother of yours was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found. Now, when the son was leaving the house, in the beginning, he would have wanted something good, something nice, right? He has a rich father. He would have wanted something for him. So while leaving the house, he would have wanted something great and he was going. But while he was coming back, what would he be wearing? Would he still be wearing the same clothing? That great silk clothing would he still be wearing? No, he wouldn't be. But the father still, even after realizing that, he still went to his son and hugged him. He came back from the dead, meaning he returned to his father. He came back to his father after all of that trouble and everything. After all of that, he came back to his father. And for that, the father celebrated because his son was lost, was gone. I don't know how much time he had got, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, on Indian right here only God knows, and all the people at that time. So he was lost, he was just gone. He never told him properly which city he would have been going, which place, in the city, which type of, which downtown he would be going. He didn't tell anything. He just left. He said, I'm going to the city. That's it. So his father didn't know where properly he was. Just he said, the city. That's it. So now that he was found, the father was happy. He was happy even after all the things that the son had did. The father was still happy that his son returned to him. You see, this is how we are. When we do a mistake and when we just keep on asking God for something, He gives it to us. And after using that thing, after many years, and then after we get into a bad place, and then once we come to our senses, we realize we should have listened to our Father and we should have waited. We should have been with our Father. But in that time, we go directly to our Father again. Won't it? We will always go back to our Father. And won't our Father open His arms and just welcome us back? He has always done that. Even whenever we did a mistake, we always went to our Father and He would have just sat there with us. And He would be waiting. Even the Father, He was waiting for His Son to return, wasn't He? He was still waiting. After the second son left, the Father was still waiting for Him to return. And a few miles away, a long way ahead of Him, the Father only came running towards Him. That much of love and compassion He has. It's the same with our Father, with our God. When we did a mistake, when we run to our Father, He's always there waiting for us. He's there all the time, anywhere, any timings. He's there waiting. He's been there with us and He's always been there. He'll every day be with us. We have to run to our Father. We have to learn to run to our Father. In any time, any place, when you realize you have done a mistake, we have to run to our Father, first thing. Because nobody is like our Father. If we just run to a friend and say what things we have done, or the things, friend will sit and think, see this dude, he didn't even come to his realization. Why should I stay with him? Look at how bad he has done. Look at him. I should go away. I should not be friends with him at all. So the man will leave. He will leave his friend. He will leave you and he will go. But God isn't like that. When you first run to your Father, He'll just stand there. He will open His arms and He'll accept you back. He's always done that. He has never left you. Did God ever leave any of you guys? No, He has never left any one of you guys. That is how much love He has for you. He will know that you have realized your mistake. He knows that you have come to your senses, and He starts allowing us, starts helping us to realize the mistake we have done. That is how our Father is. Even our parents, like how I said, but keep on asking Mommy something, and she finally gives me. I first realize what I did, realize my mistake. And I go to my mother, and she accepts me, right? She gives me another chance, she said, and she allows me to realize that I've done a mistake. And I too will listen to my mother and say, yes, I've done a mistake. Please forgive me. The same goes to our parents and our Father. See, the Father here is no different from God. Our fathers have always accepted us in many ways and in many timings. Even if we are in our downest states, even if we have done the most greatest mistake, our Father has been with us every time. Even between me and Chinyaka, whenever we meet our Father, He was always there right next to us. We will talk to Him, we will ask advice from Him, and He will help us. It has always been the same way. That we will go same with our Father up in heaven. Whenever we need help and whenever we come to our senses saying, I have done a mistake, I need to go back to my Father. Go back to your Father, but always remember, He will always open His arms wide open just for you, and He will always know that you have come to realization, and He will still continue to love you. Because He knows, everybody knows, sometimes people might not accept you like how our Father does. Just remember, if nobody is around you, just remember that God is around you and He's always there next to you. He's always been there and He and He will still be there with you till the end of your days. Remember that. There is nobody else greater in this world than our Father. Our fathers have always been there since the time we were born, since the time we will die. That's it. Be with our Father, and whenever you find a mistake, run to your Father first. For He is the one who will firstly accept you before anybody else. May God bless this word.